If you're like me, you're getting a little tired of all the Glock drama and confusion lately. I recently made a video about the Glock V series, trying to show some of the differences in the Gen 5 pistols while shooting the damn thing on camera to see if it held up or shot any differently. Spoiler alert, it's pretty much the same damn pistol. But the comment section on my video and every other social media source out there are hair on fire, panty-wadded individuals saying, Glock sold out to Gavin Newsom, Glock sold out the 2A community and caved, they bent the knee. Boy, that's a term that everybody just learned and now they're regurgitating all over the internet. Oh, we got to stop that one. I don't know about you, but as a guy who owns a lot of Glocks over here on the wall and covers just about every generation, I'm a little tired over the confusion about Gen 5 versus the V series versus the Gen 6. I wish we could just eliminate all those guns and get to a dang pistol that had all of the upgrades that we've been waiting for, all of the improvements that have been made to other polymer striker-fired pistols. We can all agree Glock needs to incorporate in their line of pistols. Will the Gen 6 actually do it? We'll have to wait and see. In my testing of this V-Series pistol, it turned out to be just as reliable as any Glock I own. So Glock changing a gun a little bit for any reason, whatever the reason might be, it just doesn't matter. It's still a very reliable gun, and yes, it needs improvements. As for me, it makes my ass tired. I just want Glock to come out with something that incorporates all the improvements that we need in their guns, while still making it ghetto-proof, so that our ethnically tinted brothers in the hood can't go and make this thing fully automatic, and companies like Glock continue to get sued into oblivion to the end of time. And that's actually why I'm kind of excited to be talking to you today about the Ruger RXM. Now, I'm not going to get into what Ruger did. Did Ruger tell Gavin Newsom to f*** off? Did Ruger write a letter to so-and-so? Did Ruger stand up or not stand? Listen, every single gun manufacturer out there in history, when you're old like me, you've been around for all of the drama. Every single manufacturer out there has done something that the 2A community claims is anti-2A. So we can't boycott all those guns. I'm not going to even get into Ruger and what their political stance is. They make a damn good pistol. They've been making damn good pistols pretty much my entire lifetime. I just want a good, reliable, polymer-framed, striker-fired pistol that, for the most part, addresses all the fixes that we wish we had in our Glocks. I made a video about the Ruger RXM when it first came out, about how I bought it in my local grocery store. You gotta love Idaho. Well, a few months after that, my son-in-law said that he needed a lightweight Glock-style gun to carry as opposed to his current carry gun. And so, like an idiot, I gave him my original Ruger RXM, even though I loved that pistol. But I just recently had a moment of weakness, and I bought this FDE Ruger RXM. And Drew, this one stays with me. The RXM was designed with a lot of user input to fix most, if not all, of the problems that shooters complained about with their Glock pistols. Are you still pissed that Glock, after 40 years, is still shipping their guns with little plastic Legos as sights? Well, the Ruger RXM fixed that by putting steel sights on all of their guns straight from the factory. These happen to be co-witness height or suppressor height sights so that I can look through my optic, and the rear sight is blacked out. The front sight has a tritium insert, which is the way Jesus has his carry gun set up, and you should too. The co-witness height sights are important because if your red dot gets a shutdown signal from our Chinese overlords, you can still easily run this pistol. What do you need, buddy? Even better, the slides come cut for an optic right from the factory. Now, this is pretty much the norm these days, but Ruger designed a pin locator system that allows you to attach a shitload of different optics onto the same cut. And that's not always possible with the MOS-style guns or guns that are cut for the RMR-style optics. I'll make another video soon about the Humble Red Dot and why I believe it's a game changer for speed and accuracy. And you don't just have to have old eyes like mine. You don't just have to have old eyes like mine. Don't hit my tripod. There's a crying dog over here I'm going to show you. I brought Angus into the studio today and he's scratching at the door to get out in the snow. This is 3-month-old Angus. In the last video you saw him, he was a little over 2 months old. This dog is already 3 months old. He went to the vet yesterday and he's 35.5 pounds. 35.5 pounds of beefy Bernese Mountain Dog. Say hi, Angus. Whoa! He's wondering what he's doing up on the table. And so am I. As soon as I got this FDE RXM I swapped on this Holosun 407C green dot off of another gun project, and it tucks right into the RXM's optics cut like it was custom machined for it. Now, sticking to the slide features, Ruger milled in these deep front cocking serrations. The guide rod underneath the slide is still rigid polymer, and I'm not really a fan of any plastic part on any wear section of my carry guns. But I've got Glocks and quite a few other pistols back here on the wall that all have polymer guide rods. Some of them have had polymer guide rods for 30 years now, and I've never had a problem with them, so I need to unmod my own panties and stop worrying about such things. There are real things to worry about in this world, and a polymer guide rod just really isn't one of those things. Ruger designed the RXM to be parts compatible with Gen 3 Glocks, arguably the favorite generation of Glocks, with more OEM and aftermarket parts out there than there are roofies at an Elton John dance party. Hey, while I got you here, reach down here and hit the thumbs up button for this mediocre content. And even better, hit the share button and send this to 5,000 of your closest buddies who are pissed about everything going on with Glock. The RXM features a removable stainless steel fire control insert set into their polymer grip. And they claim this will allow you to pull the FCI out and drop it into another color frame or one of the mythical Glock 26 or Glock 17 size frames. As of the filming of this video, finding other colored polymer frames that are Glock 19 size for this RXM are easy to do, but finding a Glock 26 size frame or a Glock 17 size frame for that fire control insert to be dropped into is about as difficult as finding Rosie O'Donnell's belly button. And honestly, why are you guys even trying? That's disgusting. Stop it. Let's cover the frame really quick because there's really nothing earth-shattering here. It's got a rail out front. Big whoop. These days, any new gun better have a rail for attaching lights and lasers. And I don't usually use weapon lights on my pistols, but this O-light is mounted on here mostly for me to clamp a GoPro on so that I can get you these awesome Steven Spielberg-like action shots for B-roll in this video. But once I snapped the O-light on this gun, I noticed the bronze colors really jam well with the RXM's FDE frame and the bronze-ish colored slide. I'd probably keep it on this gun, but I only have one holster. I found a Glock 19 holster that was built for a Glock 19 with a Surefire X300 and the Ruger RXM with this O-light PL2 Valkyrie actually snaps into that holster very securely, and it's the one and only holster I can use with this light attached. But normally I don't run a weapon light on my carry guns. The trigger guard is rounded, and that's not a big deal, but I think it looks better than a Glock squared off trigger guard. And for those of you who are still resting your finger on that little ledge that Glock puts on the front of their pistol because they put little serrations there, stop it. You are giving up a ton of control of your pistol by resting your finger on that little ledge just because Glock put it there for you. You're probably the same people who hate puppies and listen to Taylor Swift CDs. Hey, if you guys want some OG's Danger Show swag so that you can show the world that you have poor taste in YouTube channels while also help supporting OG's Danger Show a little, I encourage you to use the link down here in the description or this little button right here, bing, that will take you to Southern Gals Crafts. They're a mom and pop shop that makes all my stuff in Alabama. And despite the language differences, I'm pretty sure that's right here in the US. They've got cups and drink tumblers and hoodies, t-shirts, gun cleaning pads, license plate frames, and maybe even some embroidered oven mitts for the little lady at Christmas. No, they don't actually have embroidered oven mitts, but I appreciate you wearing your Danger Show swag to church or your kid's dance recital and showing the world just how poor your judgment is. The grip texturing on the RXM is nice. It's the perfect amount of grippiness without being too rough for your delicate little hands. But here's the thing that really sets the RXM apart. The grip is rounded to be a little more, well, grippy. And actually I should punch myself in the throat for my transgressions because the grip, if you look at it compared to a Glock Gen 5 grip, it's not just rounded, but it's actually tapered at the front to give your little fingers a better grip. See, when our fingers bend, they're not perfectly round. They're actually articulated flat spots. And the front of the Ruger RXM actually has little beveled corners or beveled rounded edges that give your fingers a better purchase and therefore more control with the pistol under recoil. Its mag well is flared and beveled for fast mag changes, and this flare at the bottom also keeps your little fingers out of the way when you're slamming in new magazines. It kind of helps you avoid pinching your hands between the mag and the bottom of the grip. And something most reviewers overlook, but not your Uncle OG, is the slight divot here in the front strap. That allows more room for your bird finger and allows a little deeper grip on the thing without undercutting the trigger guard too much. Also, if you've ever been bitten by a Glock slide because of this very low angle here, you're probably going to like this little beaver tail. It's a stubby little, very discreet beaver tail, but it sets your hand just low enough to stay out of the way of the slide when it's reciprocating. I've been bitten by more than one Glock slide and have the train track scars on my left thumb to prove it. And if your beaver tail is stubby, consult your doctor and ask him if OGsium is right for you. The mag release is only on the left side of the frame. Again, like Jesus has his carry gun set up. It's not ambidextrous, it's more like one-sided dexterous. Sorry for the left-handed amongst you. You're shit out of luck. But guess what? Dogs have crossed the street to avoid you, and women haven't been talking to you for years anyway, so you've been used to disappointment long before Ruger and Magpul came out with the RXM. The mag release is rounded and extended at the same time, making it easy to hit without changing your firing grip much. It's recessed into the grip, so there's not much chance you're going to accidentally spit your magazines out onto the sidewalk. There's also a ledge, not a gas pedal, molded into the frame on both sides for your offhand thumb. And even more surprising, they stippled that little ledge so that you get a nice little purchase with your Sanchez, and it really helps control recoil. The takedown levers up front here are almost the same as a Glock, but once again, they're improved. They stick out just a gnat's dick farther, which makes them easier to operate, but not so wide that they mess up holsters. And that brings me to another thing. Thanks for chiming in, OG. The RXM fits in all of my Glock holsters. Doesn't really matter what Excuse me, sir. I don't speak Spanish. The RXM fits in all of my Glock holsters. I tried it in all of my holsters and it fits great. And as I mentioned, it even fits in a holster designed for a Surefire X300. So I own drawers and drawers full of holsters like a lot of you guys. I've eliminated all the ones I don't use, so the holsters I have in these drawers are actually used holsters for different methods of carry and different sizes of pistols. I have an entire drawer of just Glock holsters, but the last thing I want to do is get into a different platform of firearm where I have to come up with all new holsters and carry equipment. That would cut into my pedicure money, and I just can't have that. The barrel on the RXM is 4.5 inches long, and it's got real rifling in it, American rifling, not that foofy Austrian rifling with that polygamous rifling inside. I don't know why my barrel needs 2 wives anyway. It's 6 groove 1 in 10 rifling, which means your bullets are just going to go faster. Oh yeah, those bullets are going so much faster than they usually do. This model is threaded for suppressors, and I understand the RXM is being offered with threaded barrels for about $50 more these days, and they're supposedly rather easy to find in the wild. I like having the option of a can on the end, but more importantly, I like the looks of the gun with a threaded barrel. It makes me feel like a bearded, tattooed Special Forces warrior instead of a doughy middle-aged dad. And if you're a guy who enjoys the gentle touch of another man, yes, the RXM will actually accept the Radian Ramjet. It'll go nicely with your rainbow half shirts and your booty shorts. You guys know I'm kidding about the Ramjet owners. They probably don't actually wear booty shorts. The RXM is a little over 7 inches long front to back. It's exactly 1 inch wide here at the slide and about 5¼ inches high. It weighs in empty at a little over 23 ounces, and the trigger on my FDE RXM pulls right at about 3.5 pounds. As of right now, there are a couple of companies that make aftermarket triggers for the RXM, but I've never come across a company that makes a reliable aftermarket trigger for this pistol. I have a couple of Apex triggers in my Glocks. I've found them to be reliable, but in my humble experience as a range master on 3 different ranges for most of my adult life, I have learned that anytime you start dicking with internals on your pistol, you're screwing around with reliability. You're telling the engineers down there at the factory that you know better how to design their pistols than they do. If you need a lighter trigger pull for some reason, maybe you have little pipe cleaner arms, just get a lighter striker spring. They're a couple of bucks, and it's something that if it jacks with your pistol, you can just take it out and shit can it. But don't fall for all the tungsten this and that makes your lock time faster. Listen, none of us can outshoot our pistol, and we don't need a faster lock time. It's really not going to help you. It's us wasting money, and Jesus, the shit we fall for. The trigger has rounded corners, and it feels more comfortable than a hug from Sydney Sweeney. And as I said in my first RXM video, it took me a minute to learn to shoot this gun well because I couldn't find a wall when pressing the trigger. Some guys disagreed, and they claim that the RXM does in fact have a wall, but I disagree with their disagreement. The trigger does have some stacking to it, but I still don't feel a wall, and I can't set my trigger against this wall for precise shots like I can with a Glock. Does this mean it's a bad trigger? No, not at all. It's actually, I think, a better trigger. It doesn't have that squishy, plasticky feel like on a Glock. I just need to learn how to shoot it better with its improved trigger geometry. The RXM typically comes with 2 Magpul 15-round magazines and 0 clips. Of course, it takes any and all Glock 19 or 17 magazines. Okay, so contrary to popular FUD lore on the internet, I've had no problems so far with the Magpul magazines, both the older generation and the newer ones that came with the gun. 15-round Magpul magazines. I've had only one stoppage with the Glock 19 magazine. It was just a failure to feed. That could have been from the dirty gun, but I've had 0 problems with the Magpul magazines. So, so far, pretty happy with them, with this RXM at least. The MSRP on the RXM, how many letters is too many letters anyway? It's about 500 scoots, but you can easily find the basic model of this pistol for under 400 bucks these days. And recently I saw a basic RXM advertised for under $300. So you just about can't go wrong in experimenting and trying to determine if this pistol is right for you. So yeah, you're getting an improved Glock with better ergos, better sights, and a better trigger for less than 400 bucks compared to most Glocks, which are usually in the $600 to $650 range. And this is why, in my humble opinion, I think you're getting a better gun overall. I really don't see any reason why I would buy any future Glocks. And of course, I said that when I ran down the mountain in a big old dust cloud to buy the V-Series pistol, but that was for you guys. And I plan on selling this Glock 19 V-Series. In fact, I've already found a buyer for it. The RXM has only been out for about a year, so it remains to be seen if it will be as durable as the older gun that it copies, but for under 400 bucks, I'm very much willing to try it out. I had about 500 or 600 rounds on my basic RXM before I gave it away to the gypsies. This new FDE model is just getting broken in, but if it proves to be reliable, like it, man, this could very well be rotated into the OG's carry system and used here around the mountain. So I don't think this RXM is going anywhere anytime soon. A lot like the Junkies in a Portland park. The RXM is pretty much the Gen 6 Glock that we keep waiting for. Magazine's covered in snow. That's real good. So there it is. The Ruger RXM is an impressive piece of gear that you can actually afford. And I'm not trying to sell you one of these. Despite all the Karens down here in the comment section that say I'm out shilling for Ruger. Listen, I bought this with my own money. Ruger didn't send me shit. Ruger won't even answer my emails. That's how important I am. I bought this with my own money, and actually, I bought it with Patreon's money, so I spent their money on it, but I very much like this gun. I'm just here to show you what a good Glock alternative looks like. And I know there's PSA daggers out there, but they don't fit in any Glock holsters. And there's Shadow Systems guns out there that are twice the price of a Glock and do the exact same things. Those really aren't for me. So if you're tired of the Glock runaround, or you think Glock sold us out and bent the knee, or if you just wish Glock would get off the shitter and build us a Gen 6 pistol that's got all of the upgrades that we have needed for the past 20 or 30 years, maybe the Ruger RXM is what you should be looking for the price. Remember, Ruger and Magpul are known for making top-tier weapons and equipment for a lot of years. And it seems like they've done their homework and nailed it on this one. Hey, so leave a comment down here below in the comment section about what you think of the RXM. Is this a cheap, another Glock clone? Is this a Glock killer? I don't think it's a Glock killer. But is this a gun for you? Do you already own an RXM? Are you thinking about buying one? Do you carry an RXM? I'd be very interested to hear from people who carry this already and have found it to be reliable. Or not reliable, I still want to hear from you. Leave any comment you want down below. You can leave me your opinion on minestrone soup. I read all the comments in the comment section, and I answer quite a few of them. Thanks for stopping by Danger Mountain and hanging out with me here in the snowy outpost today. You guys stay safe out there. Stay armed whenever and wherever you can with whatever you can. And until next video, OG out.